Hi everyone, Nubkeks here and welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. Today I'm going to be talking about how are the support changes doing. We had all of those 5% all across the board nerfs come in for supports in the last patch. What's it looking like now? Yeah, just what sort of state are the support heroes in? Also on YouTube, I put up a poll about this. So we've got this new community tab on the channel. It's difficult to say, apparently. But yeah, I can do things like post questions, pictures, and polls and fun stuff like that. So I put up a poll this morning. There's been over 1,000 people have voted in it so far. And I asked them, have you noticed the changes to supports in your games? There are three options. The first option was no, I haven't really noticed anything. The second option was the biggest thing I'm noticing is that there's less double support now. And then option number 3 is the biggest thing I'm noticing is that people don't want to play supports at all. It's all like double support or there's no supports. So kind of unsurprisingly, in my opinion, it came out very, very lopsided. Almost 60%, to be current, 59% people said they mostly haven't noticed any change at all. It hasn't really struck them in their games. 30% of people said they're seeing less double support, and then there was only 11% said they're seeing, less single support, less people playing support at all is the biggest thing that they've been noticing. So there's definitely a minority there where they have noticed that, but for the most part, it doesn't seem to be that large of a change for most people, or they're seeing a little bit less of that double support. Or I'd say more specifically maybe, which I didn't cover in this, and I talked about in other videos, double healer, right? Because it's healers that have been probably hit the hardest, and that's what Blizzard wanted to remove. They're okay with having kind of these other supportive heroes. For example, you'll see in this game, we've got Tyrael, who's something of a supportive warrior. We've got Zarya, who's very much a supportive warrior. I think the enemy team, they grabbed Medivh here, if I remember rightly. So yeah, it's gonna be like these sort of semi-supports, but not second healers, because they're not really healing, they just give a bit of shielding, a bit of protection. And Blizzard is on the whole okay with that as one potential strategy, but they don't want double support to be kind of like the only strategy, or they don't want double healer to be, the ideal strategy, which really cuts down, I think, in a large way on, more interesting kind of maps stuff. That's subjective, but still cuts down a lot on melee assassins, cuts down an awful lot on burst mages. They just simply don't have that much space to fit in that double support meta all that much, but anyway. Also, speaking of another change, one change I would like to see in the game is that you can, when people whisper you should be able to reply, like, yeah, that's it, he just came up there, like, the dude was like, hey, it's nice to play against you, or was it the real you? And I couldn't reply to him, that sucks. Anyway. So yeah, this draft it started out pretty interesting. I will be playing Alexstrasza in this game, and you can kind of see why I'm going towards it already. So Alexstrasza, she's very good actually in terms of supports in those one-on-one fights, especially because we're going to be picking that E talent at level 7, which will heal us whenever we hit someone with our E and proc the bonus on that. So that should be really nice here. We also have a Zarya and a Tyrael, so we already have kind of 2 tanky, high HP heroes in the front that will benefit very much from the type of healing that Alexstrasza can give. I think particularly Zarya, it should work pretty well with her. We should be able to get, good... placing our W's down on top of that Zarya will really enable her to be more aggressive. So that once her shield runs out, she'll have that HP, she'll have that backup from Alexstrasza that she'll be able to get damage out of the energy that she builds up with her shields. That's the theory there. Also with the enemy team picking up a Malthael, I'm feeling like it should work pretty well because he's like this really AoE dive type hero. Very sustained damage. I should have plenty of time to respond to that. We'll have our dragon form to respond to the Malthael. We'll have our kind of like artillery bombardment heroic to respond to Malthael. Our healing circle should be really nice against him as well. So I figure that actually should work pretty well. Enemy team rounds out their comp with Stitches and Brightwing. We've got one final pick to go. So looking at the enemy team, it's a bit desynchronized really. They've got the kidnap combo with Stitches Medivh, sure. But they don't have all that much follow-up to a Stitches hook. Like Medivh doesn't really bring follow-up to a Stitches hook. Malthael doesn't have follow-up to a Stitches hook. Zul'jin does. He's not bad. And Brightwing's decent too. She can polymorph. But it's a little bit limited in that sense. It's a little bit limited. So that's something that we can perhaps play around a little bit. We're going to get Vala at the end. You know, something like Greymane could have fit really well too. Could have fit in a few different things here. And that's the draft, guys. I'll see you in the game, and we'll see how this one goes. Alright, here we are, guys, and real goal in this video is to get a feel for, are we able to do healing? Are we still feeling good as a support after these nerfs have come through? That's really kind of what I want to explore as we go into this, as well as all the strategic stuff and things that are going on as well, of course. But yeah, I mean, that was the big concern a lot of people had with this patch, was that supports weren't going to be fun to play anymore. They're going to feel unimpactful. You might not even want to play supports, and that, yeah, it's just going to even be hard to find people to play supports as well. Because, hey, if they feel kind of bad to play or they kind of suck, no one's going to want to play them. They're just going to want to play the damage. They don't want to kill stuff, right? Who doesn't want to kill stuff? That's what they're going to want to do. But anyway, I think, as you'll see, that I don't think that's going to be a big problem. I don't think it's going to be a big problem. Okay, we got Medivh flanking around to the side. That's fine. So we're kind of watching out for him. And again, bear in mind what I said in the draft. They don't have an awful lot of follow-up to the Stitches hook, so that does enable us to be fairly aggressive here. See, I'm holding onto my W until we get a little bit closer. I'm using my E to help zone off that Zul'jin a little bit. One of the really nice things is Alexstrasza is, of course, your E ability. Gives you good wave clear. And also the slow it applies is pretty nice in those teamfight situations. See, I'm topping up my allies with my heals as I can. Lay down that W, heal everyone up in the lane, and we're good to go. Poor old Vala gets hooked in. She gets shielded and can vault out. And then I really like that Vala play actually there. It's good stuff where, although he loses most of his life, he knows that the enemy team has used their cooldowns. He goes back in, does some damage, then leaves again as Medivh's cooldown comes back up, and he's in a little bit of trouble. You can see another little pro tip there for Alexstrasza, which can be worth doing, right? Is using your Q at the right opportunity. So for example, right there, I threw down my W. My W was gonna over heal me, right? It was gonna do more healing than would bring me. It would bring me over my max HP. So what I did is, again, you can see right there, I did it there as well. Okay, I know I'm gonna be over healed because I've tapped the healing fountain and I'm standing in my W. It's more healing than I need. So I'm gonna give Vala a little bit extra. I'm gonna hit her with my Q before my W procs, and that way I'm gonna come out of it with good HP values. So it's just those little things, right, that can squeeze a little bit more healing out of Alexstrasza, because every time you use your Q, you're sacrificing your HP, and it does less healing the lower your HP is. So you want to watch out for that, because you can find yourself in some trouble. So right here we got nukes activating top and in middle. I wasn't feeling too confident that we could take the one in middle. Kind of tricky to do. Both teams have a lot of stall. You know, the Medivh, the Stitches, Brightwing, all that sort of stuff. So I came down for a gank. The Malthael overextends, tries to get a kill on me. We're able to sustain through him, pick him off thanks to our team rotating down. And now we're in a good spot to try to take this. You can see the Medivh is coming around. We're able to hit him with our E, slow him down. Missed the second one. That's my that's kind of my note to myself to back off. So back off we do. Heal myself up with my W. Bit of healing for the Vala as well. At this point I'm going, oh, I don't have any mana. What I do have is my dragon, my D, my trait is available to go. That's something I'm looking at doing. Here we go, because bear in mind, when we're dragon form, we don't really use mana too much, right? And we don't use health too much. We're able to heal just fine. It gives us a big chunk of max HP as well, which is lovely. And we can throw all these things down without worrying about it too much. We're able to do loads of healing, and that's able to keep our teammates alive. Throw our W down behind so people can pop in for a heal if they want. There's a regen globe as well. So Vala is fine. She doesn't need to take the heal. Sorry, decide she just doesn't want it because she's trolling me. Anyway, there we go. We get the nuke, which is great. And at this point, again, I still don't have any mana. We do have a well coming up, but it won't refill it. Gonna pop down here, get some of this XP, get the globe for a bit more mana, a bit of health as well. We triggered our E, did a bit of damage to the minions, get it on the tower too so we can start proccing. The E proc gives you all the mana back when you do get that, so we can just do a little bit of extra damage, right? So we did half a tower's worth of damage there. The enemy team is somewhat rotating around to gank us. Again, this is an overzealous gank because I've got like almost full HP when they're diving after me. And with our teammates, with the way they were all positioned in mid lane, the enemy team wasn't able to rotate down because our team was blocking them. So they came in and ganked us too. And our team was of course able to rotate before theirs, so that ends up being a really bad gank for them to do, puts them overextended, and Zul'jin pays with his life. Malthael loses a lot of health, and he's not too happy after that. As we're backing off to go here, I just throw out some heals before I leave. Spend all my mana, get an extra Q off, then Hearthstone back. So I'm going to be healed up. And I'll be back before the next set of nukes or the next big team fight. And also leaving my teammates as healthy as possible so that they can keep pushing in here. You know, it can be a trade-off sometimes just in terms of map timing and fighting the tempo of the game in terms of when you'd want to stop an Hearthstone in order to heal. Yeah, it's just all about that rhythm of when you want to go back and what's going to happen. So, for example, right there, Zul'jin just died. I know my team are going to be pushing in. Top them up a little bit, so they don't need me to be there. Like, I'm not going to be in position to do anything much with them for a while because I've got no mana. So just heal them up, let them do their thing with max HP, and then we're good to go after that. So level 8 to level 7 right now, which is nice. Good delay on the back right there. We've got the heal down. And our teammates as Stitches arrives. We're trying to keep our E on Stitches. And now we've got level 7, which is a huge power spike for Alexstrasza, because every time now we hit a hero, we heal for 10% for max HP. This means in team fights, when we're poking in the lane, when we're sieging, basically whenever there's heroes to hit, I'm going to be able to sustain myself much more, which means not only will my Q healing you know, not be draining my own life, but it will also be healing for more. So it's kind of like a win-win situation, basically. Now this is a tough spot where I'm thinking, do I need to use Dragon Form? Zarya is very caught out, so I am actually going to pop it at this point. Knock the enemy team backwards, throw down my big healing W. There's no interest in that. We're able to top her up though with our Q. Bear in mind, your Q heals for tons in Dragon Form. It doesn't cost you any HP, so you're not sacrificing anything. And it also, you've got more HP when you activate Dragon Form. It gives you a big chunk of maximum HP, so that heal becomes more powerful. It's such a strong cooldown, right? It's a huge healing cooldown. I think it's worth it here overall because we get level 10 off of that, right? Even though I've used the Dragon Form, we're still going to get these nukes anyway. That's kind of the decision that's going on there. The enemy team, they can't fight this. We just pushed them back. We took out their fort as well. They're only level 8. They can't contest most of these nukes. So, yeah, basically my goal is to have Dragon Form back up by the time, kind of close to the time they have level 10, so we're kind of ready to go when that comes around. I don't know what they're doing there. They're trying to force a fight. It's a really bad idea, and they get taken out. The Malthael is definitely a bit too greedy in terms of trying to... He's seeing opportunities where there aren't actually opportunities. In this situation, he's seeing an opportunity in terms of interrupting a nuke channel when his team doesn't have heroics, so he's just not really in a position to be able to do that. I have to watch out here for the Stitches hook, but we're able to get that nuke off on the mid fort. Not normally a high priority nuke fort at all, but it was kind of low on life. I figured it's worthwhile here just to get the fort down, open up the map a little bit more, which is very valuable against the Stitches Medivh kidnap combo. See him ping and retreat here. This is not a heal thing I want to put down. Vala stays in for it though, which is not good. I bought my heroic to try cover her. Bear in mind the enemy team still doesn't have level 10. This is still good for us. We're able to get tons of healing down on our team thanks to that. Good Gus by Falstad. Look at that. Beautiful position on that Gus. You might even want to rewind and watch what he did there. Pushes them into a wall. Enables us to get the two kills on those heroes. You can see I was landing down to try get my E, to get the slows from my E off on the enemy team as well on those two heroes, but Falstad had it locked down, and with that we're able to push in, start getting some damage on these keeps as well. At this point I positioned slightly towards the top there, trying to get the E through the enemy team. Our Q goes off. I think I actually missed the Vala and the Zarya there, which is not good. We could have taken that. But you can see the power. Try to sidestep the hook. We get caught. Not good. In some trouble now. Firing the E back through gives us some nice heals. We've got Dragon Form coming up. Unfortunately, Vala dies during the cast time of that, which I didn't want to happen at all. We get polymorphed. Dragon becomes a sheep. Get knocked back by Emerald Wind, which I think might have actually saved us. Good shield by the Zarya. Keeps us somewhat alive here. We're able to knock these guys back. E through the Stitches. W on ourselves, self-casting it with alt. And we're able to get some heals. I think it might have actually almost been a mistake to cast the W self-cast, because I ran out of mana to cast my E. Because bear in mind, you need a chunk of mana to cast your E. You get the mana back when it does its proc. But you need the mana in the first place to cast it, even if it's mana neutral in terms of net effect. So that was some potential healing mistake, but it went okay in the end. We're able to pull it off and we get out all right. So yeah, kind of interesting stuff there. But hopefully you can notice, even though I'm solo healer Alexstrasza with limited availability to heal myself, right? By positioning smartly and by using our heals in the right spots, we're able to be fully effective here as a healer. And hopefully you can tell, like, I don't think there's in any way, shape, or form you could say definitely not being an impactful hero in this game, right? That as a support, there's absolutely no reason that you'd play her or want to play as her. It's working pretty well, all things considered. Now that was bad, getting hooked in by that. You can see I'm actually being fairly aggressive here. I know that I've got my heroic, which will remove me from the map, which will protect me. We're able to get good damage on the Stitches, keeping the Vala alive as well. Now I don't have Dragon, so I'm trying to be fairly safe here. Zarya gets taken out. There's a good leyline seal by Medivh, locks them down. Throwing my W there as well to give some healing. Vala goes a bit too far forwards, but we're able to hit her with our Q before she dies. Malthael goes in as well. He gets taken out. Try to land the E on the Medivh, but we cannot hit him. And the fight goes in our favor. But yeah, it was a good ley line. I think that stopped the Falstad engage. It got a little bit messy. Medivh is looking at coming back in here. We're able to heal up the Vala. Bear in mind that the heal over time does not equal actual HP at the given time. So we are in a little bit of danger from this Medivh. I'm not scared of him though. He does, Medivh does a fair whack of damage, especially when you're running at him and he can hit his Q consistently. But with the healing, the self-healing from our E procs, plus the slow on the E procs, I know that I'll be able to kind of keep him locked down. So long as he doesn't have a portal, we should be just fine. Noticing that I actually have enough health and mana to keep going here, especially with Medivh dead. Our team, we have the boss opportunity, so cancel the Hearthstone there. Come in and help the team instead. I'm right here just looking for an opportunity for where we might drop our heal. That's actually not a good spot for the heal. Should have placed it more towards the boss. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. But oh well, the boss is going to go down anyway. Zarya triggering those locusts to get some energy for herself with her shield. I'm going for the standard Alex build. This is the build I always go for, right? So I take the E talents at 1, 4, and 7. You could switch some of them up. The crucial one is the level 7 E talent. That's the most important. You can maybe mix up the other tiers. Level 13, I take Pacify, so we can basically reduce the damage and movement speed by 50% of any hero, which is nice. Increase Dragon duration at 16, and then we'll take Dragon applying our E with its basic attacks at 20, because it's just really, really strong. Sorry, goes with the Expulsion Zone, trying to get a pick. I think didn't quite get it, but that's okay. Sidestep there, the ley line. We're looking, are they going to do an engage? No, it's kind of a panic ley line. The enemy team is definitely rather split apart again. We got the Stitches hook, but he's on his own. There's no follow-up. He's actually got Putrid Bile in this case instead of Gorge. So not building even into that Kidnap combo. Definitely some miscommunication there. They are a 5-man team as well, so not sure what's going on there. Throw down my W. I'm going to step into the Sanctification to get my Dragon cast off uninterrupted. Then we can jump into an instant cast on... Oh, just barely saved the Vala. Zarya had her saved as well. You can basically, when you use your Heroic from Dragon form, it instant casts. So you can really save some time there. Watch the Falstad's health. Right. Okay, look at that. Boom. There's one. Okay, a couple of seconds later. Here we go. There's two. Falstad's back at full health, right? Right, you got a lot of healing, right? You've got an awful lot of healing. It's not a problem. It's not like healers are totally useless, right? It's a 5% nerf. It's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. You're still able to do tons and tons of healing. Actually got MVP in this game, which is nice. Short game, but still I think it went pretty well. I think everyone on our team played it well. The enemy team, they lacked that. I think you could see they lacked some of that coordination and sort of the planning there. And yeah, things are good in that game. And there you go, we did 58,000 healing, which is great. It's really nice. And yeah, if you're a support main, don't be worried. Things are going to be good. Supports are still fantastic. That's how it is at the moment. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I thought it was an interesting game. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know what your experiences as well. Like, what are your experiences of this new support patch? Have you noticed any big differences at your level of play? And again, if you could like inform us about what that is, that'd be really useful. You know, like, hey, I've been playing in Platinum, and you know, I've noticed specifically, you know, people don't want to play double support anymore, or people are playing loads of this one in Bronze. Suddenly we've got triple support all the time. Whatever it happens to be, that could be really cool info. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time for more Here's the Storm. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.